acrobatic goodbyes. Each week on our show, we spotlight species from the IUCN Critically Endangered Red List. These are plants and animals with decreasing populations, nearing the edges of extinction. So we'll share species research, information, and conservation proposals. And then we'll spend part of the show opening a space for contemplation and awe. We'll perform a soundscape of gentleness, of reflection, of delight, and perhaps of grieving. Without conservation activity and significant societal shift, many of these species may not survive the 21st century. And so perhaps we might acknowledge their journey with a moment of our attention, with a recognition of our kinship, and with a commitment to personal and systemic change. Thank you for listening. On today's show, we consider the Canelillo. The Canelillo is a critically endangered broadleaf evergreen rainforest tree, native to the Pacific coast of Costa Rica in Central America. Scientific name is Pleodendron costaricense, and it was first described in 2005. It has an ancient lineage. We have fossil evidence of Pleodendron pollen in Costa Rica from roughly 28 million years ago. Pleodendron costaricense, our Canelillo, is an enormous, tall, tropical canopy tree that can reach heights between 50 and 115 feet, with trunk diameters exceeding 20 feet. They grow a single, straight, cylindrical main trunk, typically clear of branches until the upper bounds of their height, and then the crown is dense, rounded, or somewhat spreading once those upper branches reach the canopy. Their outer bark is thick, gray and white, with a scaly, cracked texture. Then the next layer just below the inner bark is a pale pink color and smells of sweet mint and cinnamon from a concentration of oils stored throughout that tissue. Their heartwood and sapwood, the innermost layers of the trunk, are dense and white to pale yellow. The Canelillo's leaves are oblong, measuring 3 to 6 inches in length and 1 to 2 inches in width. The leaf surfaces are smooth and have entire margins, meaning smooth edges. The leaves have a spicy, peppery flavor. Canelillo flowers in February or March, producing small, pale, greenish-yellow blooms of 12 petals arranged in a series of 3 layers. The outer petals are thick and fleshy, so succulent, and the inner petals are thin and delicate, membranaceous, and they're marked by light lines. The flowers are bisexual, meaning that both male and female reproductive organs occur in the same bloom. The Canelillo's male reproductive pollen-producing parts, the stamen, are fused together in a staminal column. This is a tube that surrounds the upper part of the ovary, the female reproductive organ. And at the top of the ovary, the pollen-receiving stigma is rounded and divided into 6 lobes. Though unconfirmed by observational research, the Canelillo is likely pollinated by small beetles and flies. These small insects are pollen feeders, attracted to the Canelillo's spicy aroma. The insects feed, the flower's succulent petals and fused stamen protect the ovary from being consumed, and then when the insects move from flower to flower, pollen is spread. Once fertilized, the flower produces a green, smooth berry, about 1 inch in diameter, containing many small, black, shiny seeds. The Canelillo fruits in July and August, and their seeds are spread by zoochory, by animals, in this case, mammals. Camera trap studies have observed that kinkajou and alingo, these are small tree dwellers in the raccoon family, white-nosed coati, these are small ground dwellers also in the raccoon family, and Central American woolly possum, that's a marsupial, will consume the berries and disperse the seeds in their feces. The Canelillo seeds are also distributed by white-faced capuchin monkeys. The monkeys do not eat the fruit. Instead, they engage in social anointing. The monkeys bite into the berry, releasing essential oils, and then rub the pulp onto their fur and onto the fur of their companions. Scientists believe this is a kind of communal medicinal behavior. The fruit's oils are a topical fungicide that the monkeys use to prevent skin infections caused by fungus. Additionally, the oils are an insect repellent, deterring mosquitoes and biting flies. And the oils may also be a social olfactory cue. The scent application and the scent itself serving as a kind of social bonding. We have camera trap evidence of this behavior, and it appears the monkeys seek out the Canelillo specifically, like they do not do this with other fruit, suggesting that they have some understanding of the fruit oil's medicinal properties and or have a preference for its scent. In the dream, collecting seeds, climbing 100 feet into the canopy. My hands, my skin upon the bark of this ancient tree. Listening for the soft echoes of its long story. Gathering green verses to be planted anew, in hopes its song continues. In the dream. Canelillo is native to Costa Rica in Central America, near the Pacific coast, specifically found in the southwest of the country, in the Parida district and on the Osa Peninsula. This is tropical lowland rainforest, and the Canelillo is found on the slopes of coastal hills from roughly sea level up to about 1,000 feet in elevation. Much of this habitat is old-growth forest, having never been cleared. Old, tall, thick trees and a dense understory of palms and giant ferns. The soil is generally a deep red acidic clay, and the forest floor is dense with leaf litter. The climate is consistently tropical, with year-round highs in the low 90s Fahrenheit and nighttime lows rarely dipping below 70 degrees. Rainfall is wildly abundant. Precipitation averages roughly 190 inches per year. That is almost 16 feet of rain, over a foot of rain per month, resulting in this rainforest of lush vegetation. The Canelillo shares its rainforest home with white-nosed coati, diesel tree, Central American squirrel monkey, citron, spiny palm, ocelot, spiral ginger, silk cotton tree, white-faced capuchin, scarlet macaw, passionflower, mantled howler monkey, balsa, rubber tree, root spine palm, Central American woolly possum, eyelash palm pit viper, lingo, kinkajou, jaguar, garlic tree, black-cheeked ant tanager, silky anteater, red-eyed tree frog, bard's tapir, puma, walking palm, three-toed sloth, and many, many more. The primary current threat to the Canelillo is simply low population. The tree is rare, and some of its few remaining individuals are very spread out. So, low population first results in a lack of genetic diversity, which reduces the species' ability to adapt to new pests, new diseases, changing climate conditions. And their low population density imperils natural regeneration. The Canelillo, like many plant species, dedicates significant resources to producing a very large quantity of reproductive material, relying on abundance and chance, hedging bets that, given ample opportunity, a beetle or fly will, in fact, transfer pollen from one individual to another. But when there are less individuals, and those individuals are spread out, the odds, the chance, the likelihood of successful fertilization goes down. This is called pollen limitation. Additionally, human habitat degradation and destruction threatens the remaining Canelillo population. Across the 20th century, segments of the Canelillo's habitat were clear-cut for agriculture: oil palm plantations, cattle ranching, and pineapple farming. Infrastructure, specifically new roads in the Purita region, have also fragmented this habitat. And though there is no evidence of direct effect yet, camera trap studies accidentally captured evidence of illegal logging in the same forests where the Canelillo grow. And lastly, human-induced climate change, due to persistent over-reliance on fossil fuel burning, is an imminent threat. As global warming results in sea level rise, low-lying coastal and near-coastal vegetation is at risk. Fortunately, about a quarter of the Canelillo's remaining population is on government-protected land. An offsite propagation program in 2021 was able to successfully germinate and grow roughly 150 seedlings, 59 of which were replanted in the tree's natural habitat on the Osa Peninsula. Follow-up study in 2022 observed that about 40 seedlings survived that first year. Nevertheless, the Canelillo has been considered critically endangered on the IUCN Red List since 2019, and their population is generally in decline. Our most recent counts estimate that less than 15 Canelillo remain in the wild. Information for today's show about the Canelillo was compiled from JSM Environmental Science and Ecology, Volume 12, Number 1, from the Philosophical Transactions of the Royal Society B, Biological Sciences, Volume 365, Number 1539, from Lancasteriana, Volume 5, Number 3, from Revista Ciencia y Salud, Volume 6, Number 6, from Molecular Phylogenetics and Evolution, Volume 84, from the Osa Arboretum, from Tropical Conservation Science, Volume 15, Number 1, from the IUCN, from the journal Bernesia, Volume 68, from Sibaldia, the International Journal of Botanic Garden Horticulture, Number 20, and from Phytologia, Volume 94, Number 3. For more information about Canelillo conservation, see OSA conservation at osa-arboretum.org. So here in a moment, I would like to improvise some music in hopes of making space to be in contemplation of the other beings with whom we share our fragile earth, like the Canelillo. I do not intend to force meaning upon or extract meaning from the Canelillo. Instead, I want this music to simply express my profound awe for all life. And so I will pause in this space of sound and contemplation, and I warmly invite you to join me. I honor the life force of the Canelillo. I will commit its name to my record. I am so grateful to have shared time on our planet with this tremendous, ancient being. And I lament the ways in which I and my species have harmed and diminished this species. I grieve. And so in the name of the Canelillo, I pledge to reduce my consumption, my carbon footprint, and my wastefulness. I pledge to acknowledge and attempt to address the costs of my actions and my inactions. And I pledge to resist the harm of plant and animal kin and their habitat by individuals, corporations, and governments. I forever pledge my song to the witness and memory of all life, to a broad celebration of biodiversity, and to the total liberation of all beings. This has been Bad at Goodbyes. Thank you for listening. Until next time, let's take care of each other and all of our kin.